Welcome to the Whitetails YouTube page. Today, we're going to talk about bourbon and inflation and what is going on. Are the prices changing? Let's find out. Before we get started, I got a quick little story. I went to a guy that I know, and I said, hey, if you ever find any Dusties in this new store you bought, let me know. He's like, I got a Dusty for you back in there. It's got 1843 on it. It's covered in dust. And so the original 1843s were Stitzel Weller. So I got really excited because they had the DSP KY16 on it. But he brought this one out, and I was like, but the laser coat in the bottom is 2015. So It is older than normal, but it's still regular Lux Co. And it's sourced probably from Heaven Hill, because it's a weeded. But I figured we'd open that. Let's get a little twist top pop. ASMR. So today we want to talk about bourbon and the prices and what we're seeing on the shelves and if we're seeing anything on the shelves. Price-wise, change on what's normal, what isn't normal. But here's the thing that's hard about that. Is, Gus, name a product that you recently purchased.
I purchased a grill a few weeks back.
A grill?
Yeah.
So you go to the grill's manufacturer website and they have a price on the website?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then if you go to like Lowe's or a retailer, they also have a price and it's pretty similar. And then maybe you find it on Amazon and it's a little cheaper. You can get some price match action going on. So you can't do that with whiskey. Right. So pick an allocated bottle of whiskey. How much is it worth?
How much is it worth?
Yeah, how much is a bottle of Blanton's? What does a bottle of Blanton's cost? If we tell people, if you're buying Blanton's, this is how much it costs.
You can't tell anyone that. I can tell you what MSRP is, roughly.
Yeah, which you'll probably never find, unless you get it from the next.
But it depends on, but it's going to depend on whether you're buying it in a store, or whether you're buying it secondary. Yeah. Where there's too many variables.
Well, we'll keep secondary out, because most stores these days are basically secondary. Okay. But so that's the reason it's kind of hard to say, right? Are the prices changing? But what's normal on the shelf, this is kind of what we're going to talk about. And we'll go a little bit into each piece of it. But I wrote down some facts with some overlays. Between 2016 and 2020, the average price of a bottle of bourbon rose $3.49, according to IWSR, which is an increase of 9%, which if we take that number by blah, 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 today the current average is $44.12. Right. But just like anything, you have $20 bottle of whiskeys, and then you have $80 to $100 bottle of whiskey. So the average is, but there's a lot more of the $20 bottles than there are of the 80 to 100. So that price is low, but in reality, any bourbon that you probably want to buy nowadays is going to be in the $50 to $60 range. But a year ago, where was it? Still in
about the same.
Yeah. Still about the same. So are the prices changing? Yeah, but not drastically. And the things that are changing drastically has nothing to do with the distillery. Right. So all of this stuff was bottled 6 to 10 to 12 years ago that we're drinking now. Right. So the price is kind of fixed on what it was then. The distilleries haven't been changing the price, because if they change their price, what if Buffalo Trace says, well, now Blanton's is $100, what are you're going to, as the consumer, pissed. Sure. So they don't do that. So they don't really change the price that much. Now, because of the glass shortage, there's things that aren't coming out, and those prices are going to have to go up. But in general, prices have pretty much remained the same for wholesale.
Yeah. And bourbon whiskey drinkers have made it very clear in the past that they don't like a lot of change. Right. If you adjust the price and say this is just what it is now, you're going to probably get some pushback. The same with on the other side, we saw with Maker's Mark when they went to adjust their proof in ABV so that they could try and push out more to meet demand. Right. People were like, I'd rather have a harder time finding it than you cut back on the quality, or what they felt was the quality. So
they were correct. Yeah. And so what did Maker's do? They went right back to
went right back and said, my bad.
Yeah. And they fixed it. Yep. And so usually the distillers will correct themselves. But unfortunately, we live in a world where there's a three-tiered system, and it's fortunate and unfortunate. It's fortunate for some reasons, unfortunate for others. It's unfortunate for the price, though. So back to the product that you bought, your grill. Grill. You could price shop for that, go to different stores and be like, they have for this, well, these guys have for that. Right. But if you're looking for we'll just stick with the Blanton's thing, has a $60 MSRP. As you know, it was recently purchased at the Next for $46.49. But for $60
You're
MSRP,
proud of that, aren't you?
Somebody should be.
Dude, those 4 whiskeys you bought, you walked away with 4 for what some of those bottles are going for just one of them in most stores.
So do you want me to tell you a secret?
Yes.
That was Kyle Dillon's receipt.
Oh,
I sent in the Discord just to fuck with them.
That's funny.
So that wasn't mine. That was Kyle Dillon.
That's funny.
Yeah. But he was able to get all 4.
Yeah.
I put in for the lottery too, but I got selected last month, so I'm guessing somehow he got selected for Colonel Taylor, Blanton's, Buffalo Trace, and Eagle Rare all at once.
Wow.
He won all 4 lotteries.
Damn.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, no kidding. Anyways, so yeah, you can shop around, you can price match, you can do all those things that we are used to as consumers.
But you can't with bourbon.
Yeah.
So you don't see it with whiskey because the consumer does not have the direct connection with the manufacturer as they would in other instances.
Right.
So we are separated by this 3-tiered system. So that means the wholesaler can make their own prices.
Right.
So we will see prices change because today the liquor store, the wholesaler has employees, has to raise minimum wage or whatever's going on in the world, they have to change. So now their bottom line has to change as well.
Yep.
So the wholesaler's still buying it for pretty much what it always was, but they're selling it to the liquor store at a higher price.
Yeah.
Then the liquor store gets it and goes, why would I sell this? You know, I only get a case of it a year.
Right.
So why would I sell it for MSRP
Sure.
when I'm not going to get any more of it?
Right.
And that's the reason when you go to a liquor store and they go, we're getting our Blanton shipment next week. Come see us next week. Because they know that you'll come back next week and be like, get that Blanton's? Oh, damn, I guess I'll buy some Old Forester.
Right.
They're just going to keep telling you that.
But it's also the reason why when they do get the case of Blanton's in and they know it's the only case they're going to get, they're pricing them at $150, $200. Yeah. I mean, we've seen ridiculous prices.
Yeah.
You know, there's
especially down here.
There's the one at the end of, there's the liquor store at the end of, Maybe I shouldn't list them specifically, but there's one over by a grocery store.
Yeah.
And they have a bottle of Eagle Rare and that's been sitting in there for like $250.
What? The liter?
I don't know what it is. No, it's not the liter.
It's right 750.
Yeah, and it's up there with some Kentucky Owl and some other stuff, and they just got it. And I'm just like, that doesn't belong in that group. I just want to be. But they sell it. So somebody's coming in there.
Somebody's going to buy it,
and is going to buy it
for sure.
And then now they have the justification that they need to continue doing it, and that's where it happens. That's
why
it happens.
A lot of people blame the taters, and the taters are typically the newer people to the bourbon industry.
They're excited to get it and take a picture and share and have that camaraderie. Yep. And I'm excited for them as those of us that are in the bourbon community. We're excited for them to experience that whiskey as well. But we just hate that they felt it necessary to spend that much money. Because for that experience, I'd be happy to just send you a sample.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
It's just, anyways.
They know that they'll be able to sell it. That's basically what it is.
Yep.
And it's super frustrating. But this is the reason that distilleries do not post prices on their website, because they have no idea what it's going to end up selling for, and nobody knows what it's worth. The distillery knows what they're selling it for. The wholesaler knows what they're buying it for. The retail store knows what they're buying it for. But as far as what's it worth, because we can't buy it from a wholesaler, we have to buy it from a retailer.
Yeah.
Because of these rules, there would typically be a market price, and that market price will change. So 15 years ago, a retailer could find any bourbon that they wanted. Mm-hmm. They could just say, I want... we're sticking with the Blanton's thing. I want to buy 10 cases of Blanton's, and they would have it. I remember it being on the shelf everywhere. But because of the bourbon boom, it's just getting harder and harder to get unless you're in ABC state. The retailer can make their own prices, and they're also running a business. So as things go up, rent goes up, water goes up, power goes up.
Yeah, all the same things that we're seeing go up as a result of just the economy and inflation. Yeah, they have to make up for that, recoup those costs somewhere.
So it's the same thing if you owned a car dealership and you get Kias and
I bought one of those recently.
Corollas, and you just get junk all the time, and then you get this nice Toyota Tundra TRD 4-wheel drive TRD package. You get that thing in there, and you go, how many more of these am I going to get this year?
Not very many.
Maybe I
get
get
hard
10.
to find.
Maybe I get 10. You think some fool would pay $20,000 over MSRP for it?
He probably would.
Probably would. You didn't, but
No, but
somebody out there probably does.
Yeah.
Maybe not $20,000, but you get my point. And instead of selling it for MSRP, I bet you I could sell it for $100. They sell it for $100. Like, dude, if you and I own a liquor store, we sell this bottle for $100, and I go, bro, what do you bet? $120. We'll split the 10. We'll split the 20.
Yeah.
We sell it for 120. The next one, let's put it for 200, and we'll split the 100. Right? We sell it for 200, and we're like, let's just put it up on the shelf for $300, and we'll throw a bottle of Eagle Rare in there with it.
Yep.
It costs us under 100.
Yeah.
We're gonna make $200 cash, put it in our pocket. That's just how it goes. No, it's not. Yes, it is. So they're running a business. They need to make a balance sheet. They got to make money. They're gonna do what they can in a non-ABC state. So that is the reason why, is because when they get those bottles today, back then they could just ask for it. Now they can't.
Yeah.
They have to buy other things. Fireball, for instance, owned by Sazerac. That's their moneymaker. So you see Fireball stacked to the ceilings in these liquor stores. It's because they got to buy 10 cases of Fireball and they'll get half a case of Blands.
Right.
So they want to get it because you, the consumer, the only reason you're coming in there is because you want Blands, because you think it's the only thing that's ever been made that tastes good.
Right.
Because you're stupid. And then...
That's not nice.
I'm not sorry. And then... So they keep coming in, and so now they're stuck with all this inventory they can't move because they wanted to get the Blands. So that's another reason that they're not going to sell it for MSRP, because they got to cover for these 30 cases of Fireball that's going to take one homeless guy after the other walking in buying it.
30 cases? Probably gone in like a week, bro.
Yeah, in Charleston. Yeah.
In Charleston,
As retailers' costs go up due to other things they got to buy, the consumers' prices are going to go up. That is just basic economics. So what are we going to see in the future?
Going forward? Yeah.
Now we know that corn is expensive. We know that the white oak issue.
There's an issue with white oak. There is for some distillers or just non-distiller producers that have unique glass. There is a shortage of certain glass and issues in that supply chain. So not only are we seeing issues across the country with just general inflation, but there's supply chain issues that are impacting it. So will it impact the price? I don't think we're going to see I personally don't think we'll see. I think we'll see delays in production, and or reduced volume before we see major price changes.
I think that the price changes will probably come. The price changes you're seeing now are not from the distiller,
right?
I think that the distiller price changes will come, because they pay taxes on these barrels when they barrel it. So I think that whenever that whiskey starts to come out, and I think it's probably about a year ago, so we can expect in the next 3 years to start seeing that. And I think if this economy gets any more downhill than it is, which we all think it's probably going to tank soon, but if it doesn't, I mean, it doesn't matter either way. Yeah. The prices are expensive. It's hard to do stuff. Trucking is crazy expensive right now. Diesel fuel is through the roof.
Right.
So diesel trucks move a lot of the stuff. Think of all these distilleries that have distilleries in downtown Louisville, and then they truck it somewhere to put it in a warehouse.
Yeah.
Now, just moving the juice from one place to the other costs more.
Right, yeah.
There will be an increase coming. I don't think we're seeing it yet. So the people that are complaining about the price increases, you don't even know. But I think that will be what probably kills the bourbon boom.
There's a very good chance, just in conjunction with probably a reduction in spending, right? With inflation the way it is, and we'll do it into a little bit of an economics lesson, but it's believed that the only way to really stave off a major recession is to increase interest rates so that borrowing becomes harder to do. Yeah. It sort of levels the playing field, and it helps prevent how bad of a recession we see. But with that's going to come reduced spending. People are just not going to go out and spend as much on whiskey. So
they're going to start buying more of this.
Possibly, yeah.
But every industry's seeing it. There's been a huge decrease in sales, and that's why we are going to start doing some free stuff, and you can be excited for that to come out. You can peep on our social medias.
Yep.
You're going to start seeing some free stuff coming out here soon that you can do to be involved and to win cool prizes. One of which is going to be, if you live in the Charleston area, we're going to have a little scavenger hunt coming up.
Yeah.
And there will be something at the end of the rainbow.
Oh, my.
Yeah. But check us out. WhiskeyWhitetails.com. Got some bourbon barrel smoker kits in there. We got some cigar accessories. We also partner with Guitar and Cigar Farms, and we have a Whiskey and Whitetail sampler pack where you can get cigars.
We do.
And you can use code WW10 to get 10% off there as well. We have plenty of codes for plenty of places. If there's something you're looking for in the bourbon industry and you want to try it and you want to get a code, let us know. All the way down to ice makers. Okay. This is not bad.
When you mentioned people are going to start buying more of this, wouldn't be a bad option.
I would drink this. Yeah. It's not bad. I'm not typically a huge weeded fan. You know, it reminds me of Old Fitz 9, which is fresh in the memory because I bottle chugged it Saturday night.
Gross.
You know, I don't remember that.
Well,
I was at the sauna going through videos, deleting stuff, and I was like, what are these 6 videos in a row that are like blurry? And it was me and Tyler bottle chugging things.
It just doesn't ever sound fun to me.
I'll show you the video. Looks pretty fun.
Okay. Well.
So if you find some of this, get some.
Yeah, get yourself a bottle of 1840, whatever.
Yeah. 1843 Nicholson. It's not bad.
All right.
Okay.
Cheers.
Thanks for watching.